Radiation is in the food we eat, water we drink, ground we walk on, and even in the air we breathe. At a glance, Weldon Spring, Missouri wouldn't seem like an area that contained enough radiation to kill someone, but unfortunately it was at one point in time. During World War II, the United States created the atomic bomb, which can devastate cities by blast, fire, and radiation. To fuel the newly found fascination of this weapon of mass destruction, the United States government set up plants to produce the uranium and plutonium that was needed. One plant was set up in Weldon Spring, Missouri. Carl Daubel, a former worker on the plant, now works as a historian at the Weldon Spring site to inform visitors the history of the site and how it came to be today.
After the war, we entered into the new atomic age, and the government came out to Weldon Spring and built a uranium processing facility. This uranium processing facility, the uranium feed materials plant, then operated from about 1956 to 1966.
Years pass and eventually the plant goes out of business, leaving people out of work and a radioactive mess with no one to clean it up. In the 1970s, EPA contacts the landowner, urging them to clean it up, which is how the site got to be today.
So the conclusion was to take care of the problem here on its own site and come up with that answer. The conclusion was the disposal cell. The process involved included tearing down all of the buildings and storing it on site. Where the foundations used to be, it's been replaced with a layer of clay. Then on top of that clay, we've put some artificial liners to protect the soil and the groundwater underneath from the water that's on the inside of the cell. Above that, then we put a drainage layer, and above that, all the debris that came from all the buildings and the facilities that were here. So this is the bottom slice. Then above this we have all the building materials that are going into the cell. Then we move to the top of the disposal cell. After we have all the debris in it, this is the top, the exterior part. So we put another layer of clay on top of all the debris material. So this is clean material. And then we put in another plastic layer, and it serves as the umbrella to shed all the rainfall that's falling on the cell during its lifetime. Then above that layer of plastic, we put this combination to protect us from the outside environment. This then provides us a natural cover against the need to cut grass, growing trees, little animals like gophers and groundhogs that want to dig holes. So we have this natural cover that leaves very little maintenance for the life of the cell. The cell is designed to last 500 to 1,000 years. And that's the decision for the future generations to figure out whether it's okay or whether we have new technology and new conclusions.
Many of the former workers at the Weldon Spring plant experienced high levels of radiation, something that visitors will not experience.
One of the questions or thoughts that people have when they visit or before they visit is, will I be exposed to radioactivity? And I feel comfortable being out here to tell this story for you because I don't feel endangered by radioactivity out here. The story is that when you're at the top of the disposal cell, you receive less radioactivity than what you do at your own home, and you travel around out on the parking lot. And that's because the radiation that we receive in our daily life comes from the solar system, from the ground that we walk on, from the water we drink, from the foods that we eat. That's all around. But when you walk to the top of the disposal cell, all the remains of the facility that were here are buried underneath a protective cover. And so at the top of the cell, you receive less radiation up there than you do out in the parking lot.